Hello and welcome to another edition of the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show with me, Ian Pelham Turner.
And with me, Helena Chard.
Well, we've got another great show for you today. We've got lots of royal news and then we've got our special guest again, and watch what this young woman is doing right now. So let's roll the titles. Let's get on with the show. Well, as always, Helena's got some great royal news, and I think we're going to start off with King Charles blowing air into a dummy. Tell me about it.
So we're going to start with, King Charles breathing new life into the world. That's how I like to introduce it, and it's really good to see him very jolly at the moment. So yes, he was seen in hysterics as he was performing CPR on a mannequin. Now, over the years, we've seen him in the media doing CPR. He's a pro at it, but he was actually celebrating the 1000th Royal College of Nursing, the King's Nursing Cadet, so the 1000th person. So this scheme was launched in 2019, and it's to give young people the skills when in the healthcare profession. So it's a really good thing that's been set up. I mean, he was just really good fun, and he knows exactly what to do. A young person was helping him. He was actually, carrying it out and showing everyone what to do. So doing a great demonstration. And it was Harrison Rigby, who's 16 from Colchester, who was the 1000th person. And in fact, I think it was his twin that was the 999th person. So he drew the short straw. But great to see. So this was in Colchester. And I think the whole thing, you have to have completed 40 hours of teaching and learning experience, and also 20 hours of clinical observation. And we've been talking about it because CPR is incredibly important. So we probably will bring somebody onto the show so that we can, I think, up our skills again.
Yeah.
I think, Ian.
Oh, I agree. I thought you were going to say for a second, though, that this is the 1000th time he's actually done this.
It could be, who knows?
I swear to God, you know the story of
Yeah.
the past when I had to photograph him doing this in Scotland many years ago. So, but give him his due. I totally agree. It is a very serious subject at the same time. It's just to see a royal personage and especially a king, doing this. It does look slightly different, but you're quite right. It has a very important purpose.
It does, and bringing the young people into the healthcare service, which is an even bigger thing, isn't it? Which is great. Moving on, so Commonwealth Service, that has just taken place, and it was great to see again King Charles and also Catherine, Princess of Wales. They weren't there last year because obviously were poorly, so it was great that they were there at Westminster Abbey on Monday. So celebrating the Commonwealth and the whole powerful influence for good, I think, which is the theme, ahead of the commemorations of the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. And he gave a tribute to the sacrifice and selflessness. And one of the things he said, which is so true, is obviously restoring the disrupted harmony of the world at the moment. The whole planet, in fact, is the most important factor. And the theme is the togetherness of everybody. And there's something else as well. It's togetherness and the whole... Gosh, there's another word that will come to me, but there were lots of performers there. Shri Muktajivan Swami Bapa, he's a Hindu Scottish pipe band, which is exciting. Lots of musicians, acrobats, and singers from the Maasai Cultural Arts team. So it was a really good celebration and great to see everyone out in full force, because obviously Queen Camilla was there, Prince and Princess of Wales. So really good. And then later on as well, the King and Queen were welcomed at Marlborough House. This was a reception for Commonwealth Day, and King Charles was introduced to the inaugural Commonwealth Peace Prize winners, and this was Imam Dr. Mohammed Noorani Ashafa and Reverend Dr. James Movil Wooey. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. I'm trying. But it was a great event, and Lord Andrew Webber was there, and he has marked the occasion with a commemorative song that he has he did, which was really good, and it was called Love in Peace, which was actually performed by 2 young people from the Brit School. And what's so lovely is obviously community and interfaith harmony is what really King Charles is all about. I mean, he can speak so many languages. I actually found out he's actually quite good in Arabic as well. So good on him that he actually learns the languages, which is good. So good fun was had by all. And Andrew Lloyd Webber's song was great, but even better is King Charles has released his own personal playlist. So it's available for everyone to see. It's actually lovely. It was actually to mark Commonwealth Day as well. And there are some unexpected songs that he bops around to, apparently. And it was released as part of the King's Music Room. And it's a one-off show on Apple TV if anyone wants to tune in. It was shot in his offices in Buckingham Palace. And it was like really quite eclectic, from reggae, Crazy in Love, that's Beyonce, isn't it? And Locomotion by Kylie, Diana Ross. I mean, he talks about the fact that it's, obviously music lifts spirits and it brings people together and brings him a lot of joy. What do you think of that, Ian?
Well, I thought it was quite funny because he was on screen, he was talking about Locomotion and I've got the name of the artist.
Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue.
Yes.
And he starts getting into the motions of actually doing the movements as well.
He's a good mover, isn't he? He's a great mover.
So it is, the one thing that is very good at the moment is that he's showing signs of recovery. He's smiling and he's feeling happy. And I hope at long last, I hope he enjoys his reign, because I think he has the makings of becoming a great king. He's very empathetic, with so many people as well, so many different communities. And so I think that, the values of Charles can be great as well. And he's been waiting so long. I think he's the longest ever person ever to wait to become on the throne.
In the UK. And I think what's really good as well, I mean, I think he is doing such a smashing job, and seeing how he is with younger people as well. And I saw the younger people being interviewed and on some of the events that he's been at, and they're saying, they find him really good fun, very relatable, very relaxed, taking an interest in them. And I think that's a real good sign, because I think years ago, possibly, we wouldn't have thought that about him, but he's really come into his own. And he just seems really happy, like he's genuinely really enjoying himself. So, we hope that onwards and upwards. And moving on, Queen Camilla, she has some great charities that she supports. But last night, she was hosting a reception at Buckingham Palace. And this was for WOW. So this is Women of the World. And each year, she supports Women of the World, and there are various people there: Victoria Beckham, our great actress Sarah Lancashire, and it's an organisation that promotes gender equality, so really important. And I think one of the biggest things, one of the quite shocking things really, I don't know if you remember the Camilla, she sent a letter to Giselle Pellicot, and she is the woman that decided to talk out about her situation incurred with her husband. Now, it is to do with rape and various things, but she was incredibly strong and has done so much, I think, for women worldwide, so to do with her ex-husband. And Camilla sent such a wonderful letter to her, championing her courageous being, really. I mean, goodness me, her dignity, her courage, is so powerful and so good for her. But it's something that Camilla completely champions, and she's great too. It's good to see her doing great with all her charities. And one thing that people have asked me and different broadcast platforms as well, this is to do with Harry and Meghan. And it's come about to do with controversy to do with Meghan's new programme, the Netflix show with Love Meghan. And some people have been slightly disappointed, a little bit mad, I don't know, to do with the fact that Meghan obviously made quite a stand in her programme to do with her new name. And so she is now... What is she? She's now not Meghan Markle. She wants to be known as Meghan Sussex, so the Duchess of Sussex. And it was very, very pointed. But people are saying, you know, how can she do that? How can they call themselves the Sussex families? You know, that it should be taken away from them. But, you know, the truth of the matter is, it's been bestowed to them by the late Queen Elizabeth. And once you're given a title like that, you are actually allowed to use it. If it was taken away from them, it would have to go through the courts, it would have to be removed by an Act of Parliament, and I think it would just be it would be a silly thing to do. And I think Princess Diana had her title taken away, slightly different because I think she divorced King Charles, so they will go on, and of course she's going to use that because she knows it's worth a lot, so she'll maximise the name. So there we go. She knows the value of it.
I think, you know, as you know, I'm a great Meghan supporter. And really at the moment, it's an American abbreviation, which they tend to do quite a bit as well. So calling herself Meghan Sussex, why not? You know, it's... To me, you know, she's gone through such a hard time at present, and I feel really sorry for her. I really do. You know what some of the more archaic members of the British press think that it's like field day for her. You know, on anything that they can sort of do against her at the moment. And I get it. She hasn't done everything right, but the pressure upon her is enormous. And I always think that why did Harry choose to marry her? He chose to marry her because she reminds him all the qualities that Meghan has. She reminds him of his mother, Diana. And I think, you know, that the reality with Meghan these days is that if she was given the respect that is not being heaped on her at the moment, then I think you would see a totally different Meghan again as well. And I think for me personally, right now, I think she's having to protect herself and is probably wondering, you know, what to do next, because every time she does something, there's criticism straight away.
See, so, I absolutely am completely opposite to that. I think she brings it upon herself. It's self-induced. I think she's very lucky she's working with Netflix. She has the support of Netflix. You know, she's producing this programme as well. And when you actually watch the programme, it's all about herself. Yeah. You know, there's not very much, you know, she's got these guests that are on, but it all comes back to Meghan. And, you know, she just has to, I think, take heed with what people are saying, carry on, keep going, but stop making the same mistakes. And, you know, people don't forget what has been said against the royal family. And, you know, you can't just wipe that away. You know, I just feel, and you also can't pretend, you can't be saying, oh, isn't it great, isn't it wonderful, if something isn't good. The fact of the matter is they do have a very good life. They've chosen their life, you know, they have a lot of money and they've got so much to look forward to. So I don't see that there's any poor Meghan at all. I really, really don't. Okay. And good luck to her. I'm sure it'll continue. But, you know, there's okay, you can look at it as people around her as well maybe haven't directed her in the same way. But actually when it comes down to it and it comes out, it's because Meghan's decided to do things her way.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
she's
don't
had
agree.
to, I think, because I look at it in a different way. I think she's had to do all these things just to protect her sanity more than anything.
Why, though? Why?
And I think, what has been happening. It's going to be interesting because there's talk at the moment that William and Kate are looking to do a British version of something right now. What that's going to be is going to be very interesting. Is it all going to be about them? Charles is obviously filling in his documentary that's going to come out in the early part of the new year.
That's his legacy. I mean, that will be about his whole life and
Yeah,
what he's achieved. There's
I
a
get
lot
it.
to give there.
No,
That's content, and it's,
yeah,
interesting.
I get it, but I think at the same time, it is a situation right now where delicate handling on both sides to bring them back together, I think, is the most important thing that we should be looking at the moment. And the reality is that Charles is missing out on his grandchildren.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's the grandchildren that are missing out more, and that's a sad situation. So hopefully in due course.
Yeah.
But just to remember that if they don't want to, as we understand, they don't want to, Harry and Meghan, come back to the royal fold, that's their decision, isn't it, I think? So, things will move forward.
Okay.
It's a long,
I
it's been going for
don't
years and
think
years.
we were discussing it the other day with someone else. I was discussing it the other day with someone else. And for me, what is the difference between them wanting to be half in, half out with commercial backing so that they weren't taking money from the public purse, and Charles and William taking money from charities for the Duchy of Lancaster and for the Duchy of Cornwall? They're both companies. It's recognised now that both duchies are really companies in their own right, where they're charging money for. And so what's the difference between them getting the money from charities, good causes and that, just because they actually, the hereditary is owning the land, and so by owning the land, they can charge whatever prices, and the figure that's been banded is 50 million that they get from all these different revenue streams, and then Harry and Meghan doing the same thing in America. So to me, it's partly, is the pot calling the kettle black?
See, I don't see it like that at all. Going backwards, I believe that something could have been negotiated at the time, but it was a knee-jerk reaction. Harry and Meghan didn't actually say what they were doing, tried to force the situation, and obviously Queen Elizabeth at the time said no to it. Had it have been dealt with more delicately and there was more negotiations, I do feel that something could have been worked out. But do remember that Prince Harry, from a young age, wanted out. And I think Meghan was his key to that. So he always wanted to leave the royal fold. It's been said so many times. We've seen it in the media. So, it then obviously took the extra step where, unfortunately, it became very nasty. It didn't need to be so nasty. That's not a good thing. And I think the repercussions of that, with the Oprah interview, with the book, is really resonating now, and people don't forget. But anyway, it's been a long time now. Believe it or not, it's been 5 years. Let's just hope that things can just move on and we can actually have some sensible news rather than lots of all these different bits and lifestyle shows and silly spats. We want to move forward. And we want peace in the world. But anyway, we're trying hard to achieve
Absolutely
it. That's what we do know.
And well done to you, because you've just been made a peace ambassador as well.
I'm a peace ambassador.
That was most the United Peace Federation, which is an NGO to the United Nations as well. So congratulations to you as well.
Thank you. Yes, that was a great evening, and I got presented my award, which was good fun. It was most unexpected, but a fun unexpected. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Hello, and now welcome back. We've just had some great royal news, and now we have Amina Art Ansari to come and talk about, what can I talk about that with this young lady? She is the great artist. She has this wonderful story about how she was deaf, totally deaf for 25 years, and then got cognitive AI implants to actually hear. And I thought, well, that's the end of it now. What else can she do? What can she do now? Because now you're going to go wing walking. Welcome this afternoon.
Hi Ian, hi Helena, it's wonderful to be here.
Aww.
And yes, I'm doing wing walking. It hadn't hit me yet until you brought me here. Elaborate myself.
Well,
Wow.
we think, you know, I photographed wing walking, as I was saying to you, and you know, it's the most exhilarating experience at the same time. But tell me, why are you wing walking? What charity? What are you doing it for?
First of all, I work to charity for man saving lives for man in Africa, and this man named Anthony. He changed people's lives, and he was so inspired by my story, my life story, how I transformed people, but more importantly, how I'm revolutionary myself, that I'm not a simple person from one direction in life. So he said, I want you to motivate other people with your story, from how you had cognitive implant surgery, and you begin to talk about already in TV and already changing people's lives at another level. So he said, can we have Duke of Edinburgh Awards for youth? And I read about it, I was so touched that he wanted me to be the figure of youth and voice how people could get away with poverty, how people get away with inequalities, and how people could get away with education, pain, pandemic, COVID, stress, depression, and motivated them to do sports, to wind themselves emotionally, mentally outside school hours. So they have changed their lives. Duke of Edinburgh believe in this cause for many years, and it's been all over the UK now.
Yes.
And I'm happy that I will do much more in my story. And then when they mention wing walk, I said, what is wing walk? Is it actually walking? To be honest with you,
No, it's not.
nobody knows what wing walking is. Exactly. And when they gave me a video call, hi, shall we give you walking? And I smiled at them, hi, nice to see you, happy face too, with him and his wife, Vanessa. So, you want to walk and go up in the sky, is it okay? They always say no, because people are scared. I like to say, what? I've been doing roller coasters all my life from childhood. Yes, I would go wing walk, go over the moon. And then the more I read about it, I cannot believe it.
It's amazing. So, the Duke of Edinburgh Award, is this something that you're doing, you're working towards as well?
I am trying to get donation, people to sponsor me to have Duke of Edinburgh Award charity. And then when I do wing walking, all the money will go to the youth.
Brilliant. But is it seen as like, when you're fundraising, is it seen as like you volunteering for the Duke of
In a way,
Edinburgh
yes.
Award?
Not a single penny for myself. It's more of a celebration. It's more of an adventure. And it's more of lifetime opportunity. It's like going for me, going to the moon, going to the stars. And yes, I'm going to be about class. 1,000 feet or 800 feet. It's going to be mind-blowing. And I think it's going to be a dream come true, because a person who cannot communicate, who cannot hear, who cannot make phone calls, is actually communicating with the whole world through the sky. This is how I see it.
Amazing. So, do you think once you've done that, you might approach other things and raise money? Because I think it will inspire you to do these amazing things.
And Ginny says to me, after this, maybe you could go to Scotland, and maybe you could go to another place and do it again and again and again. So I was like, ooh, it's not going to be my first one and last one. There'll be much more to come. So yes, I I mean, after my surgery, I would not be able to move. I would not allowed to fly.
Obviously, it's amazing what you're going to do, but do you think it's going to inspire you to do other fundraising things for the Duke of Edinburgh Award or to raise money? Because other exciting endorphin
I can never imagine that I can make a difference, because I myself cannot even make a phone call. So for me, it's like a celebration from nature, from God, from the people that loves me, that this girl can make a difference in people's lives, even though I cannot even imagine to be outside four walls. And I think it's like reaching out for the sky, reaching out for the moon, and it's fascinating that it's going through in education manner, in humanity manner, in peaceful harmony manner. And to do that, we celebrate by going in the sky. I would not like to fly after my surgery, and I asked my doctors, they said, yeah, it should be fun if you have no fear. I had fear with needles in the hospital, and yes, they get amazed that this girl could go reach out for the sky in the class. So it's quite funny, and I think it's my dream. If I had the opportunity, I would love to go to space and yes, raise money to change youth lives and coaching plans and much more around the world. Yes.
Amazing. Good for you.
I think you are inspirational. You've inspired the two of us as well, and as you know, we're working on another project with you at the same time. I think for me, I think you're mad, but be perfectly honest. I've been up in the clouds with this thing, but the thing that it is a great experience. It is a great experience, I think, in the first instance. And I can't imagine, what you're going to do next afterwards. Perhaps go over Niagara Falls in a barrel or something.
Why not? Why not? You've been telling me about an on-demand pacemaker. And I was thinking, maybe I've got two pacemakers in my head. Doing this challenge. And I thought I'm going to be the best ever artist and best ever coaching plastic surgery going to moonwalk. And I think this is something I never liked to label myself as a woman artist, coaching class. I never thought of that. All I thought of is cloud, the sky, and flying. But when you mentioned about it, I thought, oh, really? So my expectation, my perspective in life was not there yet until you spell it out. So if anyone there, I read in the newspaper today that there are some 18-year-old women who get planned will go moonwalk. And very few people, more people, do moonwalk. And I realised that it's not a common thing. And I'm so obliged to be chosen to do this. And to be storytelling and live a lifetime experience. Wow.
One of the best things about wing walking, where you're going, is that it's normally sponsored by Cadbury's, the chocolate manufacturers. So get some chocolate out of it. Nothing else.
I love chocolate. Now you want me to give me hundreds of chocolate.
You know what will please the sponsor is you eating a crunchy bar. What's your wing walk? That would be the ultimate for them.
I can promote their chocolate bars.
Oh, but you are an inspiration, and you know that. And obviously you've got a really amazing story to tell, really, from being a young girl to now and all that you've achieved. I mean, obviously we were at your studio and we saw your amazing artwork, which is really special, and it's huge and it's colourful and it's sort of, it's you. It embodies you, which is lovely.
Good observation, Helena. Helena, so it's like when I cannot follow the teacher in the class, follow the lecture in the class, follow the guidance in the class, I was in my own world and people would think I would be careless and lazy. So that's because I have so much special needs with no kiki and focus. This requires 100 times more of effort and boredom for me and frustration. So now you know why I like moonwalk, because I get bored easily in life. And then I didn't know the meaning of misty colours. I didn't know the meaning of Mickey grey. I didn't know the meaning of Mickey brown because I see these through rainbow colours without listening what it means. So I love to play red as an angry girl, but now I have to purchase the colour because I'm an idol. But there's negative and positive on each colour. So without these awareness, I've come to learn in life that the bold colours, the more bold you are, the more large you are with life. And the less shy you are, the more forward and more optimistic. So that's called psychology colours unconsciously. So I had no idea about those things from childhood. So now, as I move on in life, I realised that this girl is more difficult with a child, with frustration, with careless, managed to do both colours, rainbow celebration. And people usually ask me, why is this girl always picking happy colours? I said, is it happy colour? Why would I know? Because I was in my own world. And so people say, why don't you paint about your sound, your depression? I said, what's depression? Because I was born this way, and I was born with hardship, that it didn't feel like a depression. It didn't feel like a disability. So, but for the first time ever in my life, I should get angry with my mom and my family that please do not call me dad. Because the horrors assume how you communicate. The horrors assume how this girl got barriers or boundaries in life. So now I'm a public speaker on BBC, Oxford University, the art school. So even the doctors and teachers said to my mum, this girl will not survive. She will not be able to go to school, she will not be able to get a job. So keep your hopes high. And look at me now, for the first time ever, I'm talking about sound. Because I had cochlear implant surgery, people are assuming this girl can hear now. Because they lack knowledge, they lack experience, they lack awareness of how to communicate with different walks of life. So I talk about it because I am now able to make fun of the whole world. I myself. I mock myself a lot. Is it reality? Is it mockery? Accept the movements or your movements. So somehow I have a habit of approaching myself to the teacher, or approaching myself to the poor people on the streets, or approaching myself to someone on the stage with charm. Hi, my name is Helena Chard, and they say, who is this girl? So this is the key to bridge the gap, to move forward, and to develop more in my work. Only today I'm revealing myself, otherwise I will talk about my work and other things in my life.
It always amuses me that sometimes you turn your hearing off so you can concentrate on your work. But the reality as well is, where and when are you going to wing walk?
When you turn the hearing off, I never do. Some people do.
Okay.
But after my operation, my specialist said, take a start to breathe, because I have become an entertainer now. So it feels like I'm having this operation for myself, but entertaining the whole world. So they have no limits. And sometimes they gave me breathing exercise. So it's like your heart taking impact and AI to absorb. Anyway, to answer your question,
yes.
my wing walk is on 17th of July.
Okay.
And where is it?
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's Serenza.
Oh, Siren Sister.
Okay. You
yes.
can say it by getting me.
Okay.
Yes.
And how can people contribute money to that wing walking?
I have a page on Duke of Edinburgh Award under my name, Amina Art and Sign, and I'll be the luckiest person in the whole world if you could sponsor me, because it will make people happy, even 1 penny.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Brilliant, that's so good. How do people, when, I'm interested because obviously I've seen your artwork as well, but when people see your artwork, how do they react?
First of all, they have a shock. because it plays with your mind, your eyes, your emotions. If you look at my work in images on TV, it's not the same as in real life, because there are about 35 layers of colors, stroke, and light work that the barring you see is more smooth, but the closer you get, you will see thousands of layers of texture, of storytelling, as well as conceptual art of what I had observed in life, be it culture, be it emotion, be it education, be a joke. So it's very hard for me to express how people feel, but that's my observation. Sometimes I will say it's not about how I explain myself, but it's what you see reflects who you are. And it shows who you are. For example, if I look at the image and I see black, some people might think it's mysterious. The other person might think it's depressing. If some people might see me as angry, some people might think as bold, energetic. So there are a lot of mixed emotions that whoever approaches my work reflects them as a person.
Just getting a reaction from people is good, isn't it? Any reaction is really, really good. So getting a reaction from people, getting any reaction is always a plus, isn't it?
I can give you one example of a person who cannot even speak English. He was trying to man, he was trying to do his body language. He was like, how do you explain? He said to me, how do you explain with so many layers? It's not pain to you something else, you go belong to this world. And how do you do that? It's like being in space, and it's like you're in a universe, another universe. And he was done bonkers. He was like, oh my God, you're not a normal human being. So that's my way of explaining. And I said, yes, I'm not a normal human being for sure. Thank you so much for expressing that. I think I like that comment more because I never see myself as no average human being in terms of communication, mechanics, personality, behavior. So yes, I'm your angel.
So finally now, just repeat the message of what you want to do regarding the wing walking. What is driving you to actually do that?
I'm doing a charity for Duke of Edinburgh Award, and by His Majesty, who got inspired by school days with the challenges, and he promised himself that he would do the same with the whole country. There are a lot of people who go through pandemic and struggling surviving with food. You'd be surprised how much people suffer in the UK, the youth. So when I do wing walk, I raise money to make a difference in youth life all over the UK. And it could be immigrants, it could be refugees, it could be youth, it could be anyone. Next day when you look at the whole world, always look behind your back first. When you help the youth, these youth have amazing voice. They are our future generation. When you help the youth, we help ourselves. We help our next door. So youth could be disability, youth could be with sign language, youth could be for blind or in the wheelchair. It's gone on many directions and levels in life. So I don't know how to stress it out, but it's fascinating and it's fun to celebrate in the sky for the charity.
Very good. Just say, I know that you'll find lots of other talents within you, I'm sure, but I feel, and I don't know, maybe you've thought about it as well, that you would be it'd be amazing to write a book about your journey, where you are, because I think it'd be so inspiring to young people. You know.
That is so kind. You are not the first person to say that. Some people want to make a film on me. Some people want to make a book write a book. So if I had no resources, like I said, I cannot read, write, to speak. I'm not the manager role, and even though I become a communicator, usually that's a different walk of life. I would love to do that. And I would love to do documentary, which I always do on social media. But it'd be really nice to go on Netflix, it'd be really nice to go on BBC, ITV, because I mean business and from my heart to actually make a difference in life.
So that's your dream, isn't it? That's your dream.
If that door opens for me, it is my dream, for sure.
Fabulous.
Amina, thank you so much for coming on the show again today. As always, brilliant conversationalist, brilliant woman,
Good
brilliant
of you both.
friend, brilliant friend as well. So
Thank you
it's
so
wonderful.
much.
So we're
Yes.
just going to finish the show off now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
that was an incredible
Wasn't it good?
show
Yeah.
again. I love Amina to pieces. I think
course.
she's fabulous at what she does there. We got some
Absolutely.
great royal news again
Yeah,
today.
King Charles. I mean, really, he's been
What on earth is he up to?
top of the boat. Well, he's doing loads of things, and
I
obviously,
mean, I keep on getting these rumours that he's becoming a Muslim. So
no, he's
I
interfaith. It's all about interfaith.
I know it is. It's just crazy nonsense.
I
Crazy
know there
nonsense.
is, isn't there? But great stuff.
Anyway, as always, I'd just like to thank the following people: Helena Chard from ALB UK TV, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck from USA Global TV and Radio, our colleagues in China, Nancy Duen, and our Asian colleague, which is Honey Kalari. I need to put my teeth in
Put your
today,
teeth back
folks.
in.
And from me, Ian Pelham Turner,
And from me, Helena Chard.
we'll be back again next week with great guests again. Stay tuned, stay happy.
See you next week.